Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you're new, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite books of all time, but today I'm going to be talking about specifically young adult books and why they're my favorites and what they are. So without any further ado, let's get into it. This will be a rather quick video because I'm still getting used to doing all of these things, and so I don't really know exactly what to talk about, but I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. Also, please note that these are not in any particular order. For the first one we have Darius the Great Deserves Better by Adib Khorram. Let's see, my lighting is too good. There we go. This book is about a teenager who has depression and he doesn't fit in at home or anywhere or anything like that, and he goes on a trip to Iran. He goes on a trip to Iran, and he meets this guy and he thinks he might like him, might not, don't know. But mostly the story is about coming of age, of family, and how important it is, and mental health, and all of those things just check my boxes. I've never seen such good representation of family or mental illness in a book, especially not a YA book, in such a long time, and this one is probably going to be my favorite young adult book of all time. The next book is We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. This story is more of like a sci-fi kind of a thing, where basically the main character is abducted by aliens, and we get to see like his point of view of how not to destroy the earth because the aliens give him this chance to be able to. And he's trying to prove a reason why they shouldn't. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of like an episode of Doctor Who, like maybe the 9th or 10th Doctor. But it's a super cute read, and honestly, it makes my top list of favorite books. The next book is Dear Martin by Nick Stone. I read this book back in 2016 or 2017 when the book came out. And I actually got a copy from the author, and it was signed especially to me. And I flew through this novel. It is a story about a black kid in the US who is racially profiled, and it's just, and he starts writing letters to Martin Luther King. This book is a must-read. It is a must-read. I cannot explain this enough. I even let my sister borrow this book, and she thoroughly enjoyed it. And my sister doesn't really like reading anymore. So, you guys need to pick this book up. I would say it's in the same category as The Hate You Give, or anything by Jason Reynolds, anything like that. It's really good. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is The Gentleman's Guide to Vices and Virtues by Mackenzie Lee. This book follows our main character, whose name is Monty, Henry Montague, who is supposed to be a gentleman, but he's very much not. And he's been sent to boarding schools and everything like that. And he finally goes on this trip to Europe, and a whole lot of things ensue. He's with his sister and this guy that he likes. And I don't know, it's just, it's filled with so many elements that I don't even know where to begin, but it was so good. It was so good. I flew through this novel, and it's a pretty thick novel, but I flew through it really quickly. So I would definitely recommend this book to anybody who likes to read diverse reads, but don't necessarily read a lot of like I don't know, like outside of young adult like romance or young adult diverse. This one is kind of like a multi-genre kind of a thing, and I really enjoyed it. The next book, of course, is Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albatali. Everybody knows this book. Everybody has seen the movie Love, Simon, and this is just the book form of that. It follows Simon Spear, who is not openly out, and somebody blackmails him into doing something for him so that way he will keep a secret. And we just kind of see how he struggles with that, and he also knows this person named Blue, and the identity of Blue is unknown, but they know that they go to the same school. It's such a good read, and it's so perfect in every single way. And also, Oreos are a main food group in this book, and I can't agree more. Oreos are delicious, okay? I mean, there's like even Oreos on the back of the book. I mean, we stan. We stan. The next book is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. This book follows a girl named Eliza who is a webcomic creator, and she meets this boy at her school who is obsessed with her comics but doesn't know that it's her. And so she kind of just goes through the book trying to figure out her relationship with him, her friendship with him, without revealing her identity, because she's not ready to have her identity that is online to be in her personal life. And it's just a really interesting story, and it has super cute illustrations in it. I had so many tabs for the things that I appreciated in this book, but let me see if I can find an illustration. Like there's different illustrations for it's we get to see some of her webcomics. It reminds me a lot of Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, but if it was like 100 times better. This one it rocks. It's great. I have 3 more to go through. The next book is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. This book follows our main character. This one has a lot of notes in it too. It follows our main character, whose name is Aaron, and he is very much depressed, and he's trying to go through this program which will help him to like erase all his memories. And we see throughout the novel like basically how or why he wants his memories to be erased, and so it's kind of like going back in time to talk about the different things that he would want to forget. And it's a very powerful novel about mental health, and the author himself, I love him. He is amazing, and he deserves all the love in the world. He struggles with depression as well, and I personally struggle with depression, and both him and the book deserve the world. I love everything about this. It's another perfect mental health representation book, and it's also kind of a sci-fi element kind of a thing. So it's a perfect read for those of you who mostly read YA contemporary, because it reads like a YA contemporary without necessarily being a stereotypical YA contemporary book. The next book is A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. I read this book a couple of years ago, and it's the story about this teenager who serves as an aide to the school psychologist, and he meets this boy who is like deeply troubled, and we find out a lot of information about the boy's past, and it has a good ADHD rep. There are trigger warnings for this book, and I will include them in the description. However, this book ruled. It ruled my world. It was so good. It was good in an unexpected way, and I don't know, like, I don't even know how to describe it in a really accurate and perfect way, but once again, it's a really good autism, I think it's autism, yes, ADHD representation, and I think Julian is autistic, if I remember correctly. I could be incorrect about that, but it is really good representation. And yeah, I would highly recommend it. And the final book that I will be talking about is, you guessed it, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin O'Leary Sayans. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This story follows our two main characters, Aristotle and Dante, who are best friends, and it's a story about summer and finding yourself, and the audiobook is narrated by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which was how I actually ended up reading this book, instead of reading the actual physical copy, which was my first audiobook ever, and so I would definitely recommend that. So maybe that was a little bit why I was a little more, I guess, my feelings towards it were a little more prejudiced because it was Lin-Manuel Miranda who was doing the audiobook. But this story follows the two boys as they are going throughout the summer. They just develop this super strong friendship, and it's just... it is such a good and powerful read. It reads like poetry to me. I mean, it's beautiful. I don't... what are words? This book is just so beautiful that I can't even begin to describe it. So, yeah. Pick up this book. It's really good. Really good. So, that is my list of my favorite young adult books of all time. My next one will be a list of my favorite books just in general. Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel for new content every week. I do reading sprints, I do book tags, all kinds of stuff. So yeah. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these novels, and if so, if you enjoyed them, if you didn't enjoy them, why or why not. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!